How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Back with a little bit of a great notion up in this piece. Courtesy, my boy Steven. This is their Breakfast of Leisure. This is an Imperial Stout with maple, cinnamon, and vanilla. We're going to dive into this sucker on the quickness. Steven brought this along on his little journey to Pennsylvania. On his way back, he dropped me off some beer. This be one of them. So thank you very much, homie. This is actually, I said this in the first review, but I'll rehash it again. I can't believe this is only like the fourth Great Notion beer review I'm doing. And to keep in mind, the other one was the other one he dropped off of this. And before that, it's been 4 years. And they've been around for so long. Super crazy hype brewery. Everybody loves their stuff. It just, is what it is. Actually, first time I ever did a review of their beer was when they were only doing crowlers. And, I'll see what's what. Anyway, label-wise, it's pretty much their art design. They got that little kind of Sasquatch Yeti guy kind of floating around on there. This is 11.25% alcohol by volume. And it be liquid French toast, they say, on the dating. And it is from 2 months ago. Almost to the day. That looks like a big old stout. It's got a nice, creamy, fluffy head, though. Not like a milk stout or anything like that. Just a nice, kind of vibrant, kind of creamy, kind of fluffy head. It's got a nose. That is liquid French toast. Actually, it's not even liquid. No, you know what? No. Take it all back. That's liquid French toast. It literally, when I smelled it, it smelled like syrup, French toast pancakes, whatever you want to do. You interchange those. Powdered cinnamon, maple. There's something else in there, like maybe nutmeg or something like that. But there's this kind of breakfast. So I've used this kind of memory before, but it immediately snaps me back to it. So breakfast as a kid, my mom was awesome. She was a great cook, and she made all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, she was an English cook, so a lot of it was boiled meat, but it was delicious, mind you. My dad was no slouch when it came to being a cook, but I really don't remember breakfast that much, especially in my formative years when I was a teenager. I was kind of fend for yourself stuff, which I was totally cool with. Like, I was okay making my own breakfast. I was taught how to cook and how to fend for myself when I was a kid. So, breakfast for me as a kid, besides when you're really young and you're getting cereal or you're getting like just generalized pancakes, it wasn't really there. What this kind of brings up is when I first turned 16, I went hunting. Yes, hunting with a gun and a rifle, trying to kill things. I never did because I suck at those kind of things. I'm a really good shot, but just didn't really care about killing stuff. Anyway, before I go, I'd always go with my buddy, my good friend Matt. Yes, same name, 2 T's. I'm trying not to sneeze right now, by the way. I would go with him. There it is, coronavirus. Anyway, so I would go with him and his father and his Uncle Ed. And when we were kids, I know this has nothing to do with the beer, so suck it. But and what they would do is they always go out for breakfast before they would go hunting. So we'd go out to breakfast at like 4 a.m. And this smells exactly like I remember that breakfast being, because we used to go to this place called Spanky's Lunch or Breakfast, Spanky's Breakfast in Newfoundland, Pennsylvania. If it's still around, go there. It's awesome. But it's just literally maple syrup and flapjacks and French toast and cinnamon and confectioner's sugar, spread it on top, a little bit of nutmeg. We're diving in. Cheers. Quintessential pastry stout. I mean, it has the density you want in a stout without getting overly thick. All those flavors, all that nose comes to a head in the mouth. You get all those tastes. You get that maple syrup, that chocolate, that little bit of roasted malt that kind of verges on coffee, doesn't get there. A little bit of nutty vibe to it. A little bit of that kind of confectionery, kind of soft, kind of powdery sugar kind of thing. All bits and pieces of it. There's a little bit of metallicness to it that I'm super susceptible to, so I'm not going to hold it up against them. Most of you aren't going to get that, but that's just how I roll. This is going to be a really hard beer to talk about because it's just a little bit too much for me. I think that's me getting old, though, to be perfectly honest with you. When I drink this, when I smell this, and I drink this, this is a liquid French toast. But I kind of don't want liquid French toast in my life. To be perfectly honest with you, I like more subtlety. Even in my big stouts, I like a little bit more kind of adulty kind of flavors. You know, I like that maple syrup not to be as sweetened. You know, a little bit more kind of natural. You know how you get like Aunt Jemima versus like a real legitimate maple syrup? And, you know, Aunt Jemima is like 9 times sweeter. You know, there's a French toast where you take a legitimately well done piece of bread, you kind of make it with like non-cane sugar and put like real cinnamon on it, not like cinnamon spread with a sweetened butter and then this kind of like sweetened kind of bread in general. Everything here is elevated to a kind of kid's level of sweetness. And that's just not where my loyalties lie when it comes to flavor nowadays. It's just, and this is me saying it as being the most curmudgeonly old adult as I possibly can. I don't hate this beer. I think this beer does what it wants to do. It just does it well. I just don't think it's a beer for me. I just don't think it is. Or let's put it this way. I think it's a 2-ounce beer. I think I want 2 ounces of this and I'm on my way. I don't think I want a whole can of this. And that's what I have. And that's what I can judge it on. So I think this is really well done. I think it's exactly what they want to do with it. I just think in the grand scheme of things, it's just a little bit too much. It's you know when you're a kid and you play music, you play it and you're like, that's not too loud, but your parents are like, turn that down, it's too loud. You're like, it's not too loud. I'm saying it's too loud. I'm an old fuddy-duddy. What can I say? But I was that kid who used to say it's not too loud. So I know where the love for this beer comes from. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is I don't want to sit here and kind of feign deliciousness, being like, oh my god, this is a great thing in the history of mankind, but I know that it exists. I know people that will love this beer to the nth degree. Just so happens that person is probably half my age, give or take. And that's it, man. You know, it's awesome. It's well done. It's exactly what it wants to be. It's freaking perfect in what it's trying to execute. I'm just about done, though. I don't think I can drink any more of it. Just a little bit too much for me. A little bit too much. Yeah, done. Let's talk about it. Is this one of the better pastry stouts? Base, non-barrel aged pastry stouts. Base pastry stout. Is that even a thing? Non-barrel aged pastry stouts that I've had in some time. It's probably Mount Rushmore status. It's one of the better ones I've ever had. It's just a little bit too much for me. Value and availability, I forget what it costs. I think Steven told me. But again, he's picking this up off a shelf in New York State. So you take that for what it's worth. The people out there and about know what the price point is on this here on the East Coast as opposed to the left coast. Let me know what's what. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like breakfast. If you like Spanky's lunch and breakfast in Newfoundland, PA. And you like French toast. And you like old curmudgeons talking too long about things that are delicious but they don't work for him, then you'll like this beer. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little French toast right now, baby. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.